It's morphin' time! Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Go Go Power Rangers! Yeah! Finally is here. It is the review you have all been waiting for. I'm pretty sure I have all the Power Ranger reviews. This is the one you want to see the most. So here we go. So Power Ranger stars Denker Montgomery, RJ Cyler, Ludi Lin, Becky G, Naomi Scott, Elizabeth Banks, Bill Hader, and Bryan Cranston. And what this movie is basically about. It's about 5 teenagers, and they find these power crystals. And what happens is they discover that they are the Power Rangers, and now they have to stop the evil Rita Repulsa from destroying the universe. So, what did I think of Power Rangers? Okay, so we all know the story with me and this Power Rangers. Let's just go over it really quick. You know, I was very excited when they first announced it. I was excited when they announced the cast, but when they announced Elizabeth Banks as Rita, I was a bit nervous, but I was still excited. Then I saw the suits. Yeah, but then the cast did Bryan Cranston as Zordon. I was like, awesome. Now my excitement's going back up a bit. And then I started seeing more and more from this movie, and it just got me more and more and more excited. And then I saw the trailers. I was like, okay, this might be the Power Rangers movie we wanted. You know what I mean? This will probably be the Power Rangers movie that we have wanted to see for a very long time. And so I was going to this with some high expectations, and but when the day came, when yesterday when I saw this in the theater, I did lower my expectations a little bit. I was like, okay, just going to this with open mind, just judge it for what it is. And, if it's good, bad, you saw it, just see what you thought. And I gotta say, walking out of this movie, I was not disappointed. Not at all. This is, and I'm not joking when I say this, but this is probably one of the best movies of the year. I'm not joking in the slightest when I say that. That this is probably one of the best movies of the year. This movie was fantastic. I loved this movie. This is like everything I could have possibly wanted from a Power Rangers movie. You know what I mean? This is everything I quite possibly have wanted from a Power Rangers movie. Like, you couldn't ask for more. This is legitimately everything I could have possibly wanted with a Power Rangers movie, and I couldn't be more happy with it. It was just awesome. I loved mostly everything about this movie. So let's get into my positives. And my positives are, first off, the acting. The acting is actually really great in this movie. Denker Montgomery as Jason, the Red Ranger, does a phenomenal job, this guy. This guy was my favorite out of any of the Rangers. He was just awesome to watch on screen. I just loved the development with this character. He was very well built, and I just thought he was just great. And Denker Montgomery gives a really great performance as, Jason. I really enjoyed him in this movie. RJ Cyler as Billy, the Blue Ranger, fantastic. This guy was so funny. He definitely brought something to this character that wasn't there before, and he just did such a great job with that. I absolutely loved him as Billy in this movie. He did such a great job. Ludi Lin as Zach, the Black Ranger, awesome. I thought he did a really great job as well. I enjoyed him in this movie. He did a really great job as well. I so enjoyed Ludi Lin as Zach / the Black Ranger in this film. Becky G as the as Trina, I believe that's how you say her name right. The Yellow Ranger was really great as well. I think she did a really great job in this film as the Yellow Ranger. I really enjoyed her as well. Naomi Scott as Kimberly / the Pink Ranger. She was great as well. I very much enjoyed her as well. Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. Now, here we go. Now, I was very nervous about this. You all know I was. Probably this was the thing about the movie I was nervous about the most. Because, I will say this, Rita in the original Power Rangers series, I mean, she was fine for what she was. Like, it was just so she could be a villain. And she was fun to watch on screen. She was nothing like fantastic or anything. It wasn't like she was like this ultra mega villain, but she was enjoyable to watch on screen. So I will say this, they did a fantastic job of actually making her an actual villain, like a legitimate threat to me. Like, they actually did that well, and I thought actually Elizabeth Banks' performance was actually really good. I actually thought what she did and what she brought to this character was actually pretty awesome. I very much enjoyed it, honestly. And she was really great as the villain. I think she did a really great job in this movie as the villain, as Rita. I definitely think that she brought kind of something new to this character, and I really enjoyed that. So she did a really great job as well. Bill Hader as, Alpha. He did, it was funny. He was enjoyable. I really enjoyed him in this movie as well as, Alpha. And, of course, Bryan Cranston as Zordon, the big giant floating head. He was enjoyable. I thought he really did a great job as Zordon, and I really enjoyed him. He did a really great job as Zordon, and I enjoyed him in this movie as well. So yeah, the acting is really great in this movie. I thought really everybody did a fantastic job in the film. The action sequences are great. Like, I really think the action sequences are really, really fantastic in this movie. Like, especially when you get to a third act, of course, not going to spoil anything, but once you get to that third act, it's so enjoyable and so fun, and just captures Power Rangers in the most glorious way possible. Like, seriously, it's like one of the most glorious things I've seen in a long time. Like, it was just so awesome, and the way that they just captured that is so great. So, yeah, I really like the action sequences. They were very well filmed, very enjoyable. I thought just some great and fun and enjoyable action scenes, and I really enjoyed them. So, yeah, they were just great, very well filmed, very well shot. The CGI, even with the action sequences, were actually not too bad either. So, the action sequences were actually really great in this movie. Even the humor, the movie was actually legitimately funny. Like, whenever they use humor in this movie, it actually was funny. And, there were some moments where I was really laughing hard at some stuff, and I will admit, they did do a really good job with the humor. It never really felt out of place to me. Like, I thought the humor was actually, very well handled in this film. The chemistry between all of the characters, like, between, all 5 of the Rangers. Here's the thing, if none of these characters had chemistry with each other whatsoever, then this movie would have failed on every single level possible. And luckily, that's not the case, because I think every single one of these characters really have really good chemistry with each other. These do feel like, the Power Rangers, and I definitely do appreciate that, and they were great. And that's honestly my favorite element about this movie, is just the way that they develop these characters, and the way that they just focus on them is just really great, because this movie really is a character movie up until, like, I want to say the last act. It's like a very well handled, character story movie. And like I said, up until like the last act, when they have, the big action sequence and everything, it's just, this is really mostly a great character study movie, and I actually really like that. And it develops these characters really well, and there's especially this one scene, all I'm going to say is it's just a campfire. That's all I'm going to say. And it's just really powerful, actually. Like, when you really get to know what some of these characters' pasts are, you really feel bad for them, and, they do a really good job, and I really think those the actors playing them really do a great job bringing that emotionally, and you really feel like that these people are friends, and, they are a team. And that's what I really love about this movie the most, is that they make you feel like these guys are a team. They make you feel like that they are the Power Rangers, and honestly, I couldn't be more happy with that, and they did a really great job with that in the film. The writing was great too. I really love the writing with this movie. The writing was very, very great, in my opinion, and the directing was great too. It's directed by the same guy that did Project Almanac, and he just really, you could tell his passion was there for this movie. You really could tell that he put a lot of passion into this movie. He really put so much passion into this film. Like the directing's really great. It's very well shot, very well edited, great cinematography. Like I thought the cinematography was actually really great too. So yeah, it's very well directed, very well edited as well. So yeah, the directing is really great with this movie as well. The CGI was actually really good. Yeah, and that's saying a lot for Power Rangers. I mean, I'm one of the biggest Power Rangers fans you'll ever meet, but I'm willing to even admit the CGI is garbage in the shows. But however, here actually the CGI isn't too bad. Actually, like the CGI is pretty solid, to be honest with you. Like I thought the CGI was pretty solid in this movie. I will say the CGI was pretty good in this movie. Like when it came to the Zords, especially when it came to the Zords actually didn't look too bad to me. Like I thought the visual effects were actually really good. I thought the CGI was actually very good in this movie. So yeah, and the pacing's really good too. The movie's 2 hours and 4 minutes, and it never really felt like that to me. It moved at a really nice, natural pace. Sounds invested throughout the entire film. So yeah, I will say the movie does move at a nice, natural pace. I was definitely invested for the entire film. Now, okay, now I know every review has talked about it, but I'm going to just say right here, the whole thing with Krispy Kreme, okay, let me just say that some people are kind of overreacting about it. People are like, it shows up people are acting like it shows up like every 10 minutes. Not really. Because it actually serves a purpose somewhat, and it's actually kind of hilarious. I won't say what exactly it is, but I will say that it was hilarious. I thought it was actually it was actually well used in this movie. I will say that was a piece of product placement that was actually well used. I will admit, like I really thought it was actually kind of genius how they used it in this movie. It was actually really hilarious. So yeah. My only issue with the movie is that there's some cliches that I kind of saw coming in the movie. Like there were some here and there that I was just like, okay. Like, just some cliches I saw here and there coming, really. That's really the only issue that I have with this movie, because besides that, this movie is really fantastic. Like, I really do feel like that. This movie is really great. Like, I will say this, I never tried to be that person, but even if you're not a Power Rangers fan, I could see you enjoying this movie, because it's a great character study, and it's a really great, character building movie. You know what I mean? So even if you're not a fan of this franchise, I still think you could go into this movie and have a really good time with it. And if you are a Power Rangers fan, then yeah, you're gonna go nuts for this movie, because this is everything you could have possibly have wanted from a Power Rangers movie. It has great characters, great action sequences, very, very great chemistry with the characters. It's just everything about this movie worked great in my eyes. A fantastic villain. Just everything in this movie worked for me, and I couldn't have been, as someone that was going into this movie with a little bit of hesitation but was also really looking forward to it, I will admit it satisfied me, and I thought it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. So it's time for my official grade on Power Rangers, and my official grade on Power Rangers is an A. I loved it. I would definitely go see this movie again. I absolutely loved it. And please, go support it. Come on. It's not doing well. Please, go and support this movie. Stop letting come on. Let an actual good movie make money. Come on. This movie is fantastic. Go and see it, please. I really want this movie to be successful. Please, go and see it. It's such a fantastic movie. I loved it. It was everything I could have possibly have wanted from a Power Rangers movie, and I was satisfied. I really was, and I loved it. I definitely would go out and see it again. I absolutely loved it. Definitely deserves an A. So fantastic. Really, really loved it. So, what did you guys think of Power Rangers if you have seen it? Leave in the comment section below. I'm FilmFan0599, and we'll see. Well, it's a peace.